I just want to say thanks for that video. It helped so much. You have no idea. It's a video that needed to be made. I wish that you didn't make it, because I wish that you were still with your ex. But yeah, I feel like it's a video that needs to be made, and yeah, thank you.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is a very highly requested video. I assume if you press on this video, you're going through a painful heartbreak, and I have all the tips for you, trust me. I just want to start off by saying, before I get into everything, the reason this video is even being made is because I actually uploaded a first video called, I think it's called I Documented 3 Months of Heartbreak, and I literally, like the title says, documented 3 months of heartbreak. Every single day I would open my camera, which probably sounds insane, but I was going through lockdown. I had gone through a breakup with somebody that I was actually living with. I actually struggled a lot with that breakup. I lost a lot of weight. I was very unhealthy, very depressed. That video is very important and very special, and it gives a lot of really good reassurance because it was very raw, you know? Before he broke up with me, we were like soulmates, best friends, both living here together. And when he left, I felt like a part of me was gone. And I was doing it by myself in this house where every corner of the house reminded me of him. And the only place I could really leave to go to was therapy because we were in lockdown. I was going through my breakup during the worst part of lockdown where we weren't allowed to do anything. But I wouldn't change it for the world, because if I didn't go to those therapy sessions and my therapist didn't tell me, hey, you know, you're really going through it, you should document this, you should journal or video diary or voice notes so that you can look back at your progress, because I promise you, you're gonna be okay. If she didn't tell me that, and if I didn't sit down and record those videos, I feel like it would have never reached you guys, you know? I know this sounds crazy, but I just felt like the pain I was going through was bigger than me, and it was so that I would be able to help other people going through that. And a lot of people's messages were people asking me like, are you okay? How are you feeling? And I realized that I kind of left things on a cliffhanger in my last video. I didn't plan on making a second video at all. I didn't even plan on posting that one. Those video diaries were for me and me only. But when I put them together, I realized, wow, like this could really help people. I know it would have helped me. And so here I am. I've decided to put together a really well thought out, step-to-step kind of guide to how you're going to get through this breakup. And let me tell you before we begin, I am not telling you that you're gonna heal in 2 days' time, in 2 weeks' time. It's gonna take months, it's gonna take time. However, listen to me. The initial pain, that actual suffering that you're feeling, is not going to last as long as you think. You will absolutely be okay. Listen, hear me. I'm giving you a virtual hug. I'm telling you, I promise you, with every bone in my body, you're gonna be okay. I remember I kept feeling like, oh my god, no one in the world understands how I'm feeling. Like, him and I, we're different. Like, we are soulmates. We are supposed to get back together. And I really felt like nobody understood the pain I was going through. And let me just tell you, that's wrong. It's wrong. I want to give you reassurance and let you know that this pain you're feeling, I feel you, I know it hurts, but know that you're not the only person that is going through this. Separate your feelings from facts. That is something that helped me a lot. So you're feeling like you are replaceable, undesirable, somebody doesn't want you, they're not reaching out to you, they don't want to be with you, you're the only person going through this pain and you're never going to be okay. That is just your feelings. The fact is, for whatever reason, this person doesn't want to be with you. Are you going to die? No. Is there 7 billion people out there and another person that's going to love you better? Yes. And are you going to be okay? Absolutely. You're going to grow from this. You are going to turn into the best version of yourself. You might not feel it right now. It might not seem like that's the case, but I can promise you with all of my heart, it is absolutely what's going to happen with you. Separate your feelings from facts. Anyway, just a really short backstory. I was living with my ex-boyfriend. He was my first love. We were together for a few years. We would fight like every couple fights, but we were very close nonetheless. Like, we were what I thought was a great couple that would never break up. I saw myself getting married to him and being with him forever. Basically, the breakup was very one-sided. It was very abrupt. he literally made the decision to break up with me, which is fine. I'm not trying to sit here and have a pity party and be like, wow guys, someone decided to break up with me, he's horrible. No, people are allowed to decide to break up with you. That's something that you just have to accept. And for whatever reason, he didn't want to be with me and he wanted to leave me. So he packed all of his stuff, he left, he blocked me off everything, gave me absolutely no closure, moved out with a bunch of new people, which I ended up finding out were some girls. It was just very, very painful because I was stuck here in lockdown every single day waiting for months for him to come back. I just remember feeling like I couldn't handle it. I wasn't gonna be okay, and I was never gonna be able to be in this world and in this life where I'm not in love with him and waiting for him to come back. So I've put everything into categories. I've made phases. This is just like a rough idea of like what you're probably gonna go through, going through a really painful breakup. This is definitely what I went through. And phase 1 was shock and denial. This person that I love so much doesn't want me anymore. Like, I couldn't face the fact that he had left. I truly felt like nobody would ever love me again, and I could never love anyone else. You feel so small, you feel hopeless, you know? Because out of all the people in the world, you want this one person so bad, and they've left you. So it feels like shit, because you feel like, who would ever want me if this one person doesn't want me? But again, like I told you before, feelings and facts. That's not a fact. Just because this one person doesn't want you doesn't mean that there's not somebody out there that suits you even better and will love you better. Out of 7 billion people, girl or guy, your odds are so high of finding that true soulmate, and you're not going to be able to find that true special soulmate unless you've gone through a painful breakup, unless you are able to go through this pain and determine what you want and don't want in a future partner. I felt very scared because I had never been so vulnerable with anyone. I literally lived with him. I wasn't even as close with my friends as I was with him. So, you know, we would do everything together. I was 110% myself around him. When you live with someone, you are 100% yourself around them. So I truly felt like there is no way I'm ever gonna get over this, and if he doesn't come back, I can't even determine the future where he doesn't come back. So I was in complete denial. In the first stage, you might feel like your ex doesn't care about you and that they're not going through the same pain. And they might do things that make you feel like they are healed and not going through the same pain. I was stuck here, completely heartbroken, feeling like I would never recover. I truly, with all of my body and soul, was convinced that it would take me at least like 2 years to get over him. Insane. Insane. Let me just tell you, it's not gonna take you 2 years, especially if you take my advice in this video. But I felt like it would, and the way he was acting was so different. The person that does the breaking up has thought about this decision a lot, which sucks, but you know, they've fixated on it, they've thought about it. Even if they made an abrupt decision, they have been thinking about it for a while to be able to come to that decision. I was constantly looking up videos, how to get through a breakup, how to get my ex back, and then I fell into this loop of really dangerous how to get your ex back videos where I was focused on the no contact rule. It gives you a lot of hope, and hope is dangerous. You don't want to hold on to hope. You know, if I could wish anything for you watching this video right now, I wish that you can have the strength to respect yourself a bit better than waiting for somebody that doesn't even want you. Why would you want somebody that doesn't want you and makes the conscious decision every day to not have you in their life? Why would you want that? Don't make the same mistake that I made. I was sitting at home crying every day. The only thing that got me through the breakup for the first 2 months, it's embarrassing to admit, but I'm going to admit it because I want you guys to hear it, is watching how to get my ex back videos. Whenever I felt sad, I would watch it and it would give me this really strange and weird kick of like hope, which made me feel okay for a few hours, and then I would just go back to crying again. It was very much a roller coaster, but I think the sooner you come to terms with the fact that you are not going back to somebody, especially not in this desperate stage that you're in, that doesn't want you back and leaves you and hurts you like this, the sooner you can accept that and understand it and believe in that, is the sooner you will move on. And it took me a very long time to move on because I went through months of watching these dangerous videos. Okay, phase 2. You're gonna go through pain and guilt. I was running through a million scenarios in my head. What I could have done differently. Could we have stayed together if I didn't do this? Just let yourself listen to me. Let yourself believe in what I'm about to say. There is nothing you could have done. A person can only represent your true soulmate if they're choosing you. And if they don't choose you, they're not your soulmate. How can they represent your soulmate? You know, I spoke about this in my last video, but somebody that doesn't want to be with you cannot represent that true perfect relationship that we dream of when we're younger. When you were dreaming of your dream relationship when you were younger, is it somebody who leaves you? No. So how can you put that person on a pedestal and think that they are your soulmate, the one and only person, and you can never get over them, when they're not even choosing you? Your soulmate is not that person. You thought that they were your soulmate, and that's why it hurts. You know what? This is a symbolic death because you tied your happiness to that person. Your future was with that person. That's what you saw. And when that person leaves you, then you feel like your future is gone. Everything's gone. You know, how can I continue if that person's not there? Because the future that I saw and that I built in my mind was with that person. And now that they're not here, I don't have a future. It's not going to be okay. I'm never going to be okay. That's how I was feeling in phase 2. I just felt a lot of pain, a lot of guilt for anything I would have done to cause the breakup. But it is not your fault. It is not just your fault. It takes 2 to tango. This person has chosen to leave you. Your brain is like playing a highlight reel of all the best moments. That's what happens when something gets taken away so quickly like that. You just start to think about, you panic. It's like, oh my God, like this will never be replaceable. They were my soulmate. But like I said, they're not your soulmate because your soulmate would not leave you. That is not, when you look up in the dictionary, what is the meaning of a soulmate? It is not the person that leaves you and breaks your heart. Okay, I'm gonna talk about things that helped me out and things that made it worse in this phase, in phase 2. Something that made it so much worse, which I know you can't really control, but I just want you to be self-aware and understand holding on to hope makes it worse. It's so hard not to, because I spent a lot of time holding on to hope, fixating, obsessing, reading things online about how to get your ex back, how to manifest your ex back. I was insane. I was literally sitting there trying to manifest a text from him. You heard what I said just then. I was fully convinced that he would want me back and he would come back because it was like, if he could just get up and leave me, it's not, how can he just get up and leave me? He'll be back. He has to be back. So I held on to hope, and hope was the only thing fueling me and making me feel okay. And that's bad. You know, I would much rather you go through pain because you're going to get through that pain quicker if you have no hope. Hope is very dangerous. The truth is, the road to moving on and getting your ex back is the same road. It is focusing on yourself. It is not contacting them, because somebody that is your soulmate doesn't have to be poked, and you don't have to bargain with them to fall in love with you. They will come back to you in the right time. They will come back to you if you are the person that they choose. And most importantly, it should not be easy for them to come back to you. You came into this world by yourself. You're not here to live for anybody else. So you're not here to wait on your knees for this person to come back and bless you and give you oxygen. They're not your lifeline. You don't need them. You want them, but just like everything you've ever wanted in the past, you got over it and you were able to move on, and you will move on from this. So something that really made it worse was holding on to hope. Another thing that made it worse, don't text your ex. They are neither the cause or the solution for your pain, which sounds crazy because it feels like they're the cause for your pain and the solution, but they're not. What you're going through is something that you need to go through by yourself. You know, if you're going through a breakup so badly, then it means you rely on this person a lot emotionally, and that's not healthy, and you don't want to be like that. The way the breakup happened was, yeah, he initially took all his stuff, he just left, and of course I freaked out and I was calling him, and I'm pretty sure I said something crazy. I was like, if you don't come here, I'm gonna kill myself. Like, I was so desperate and sad and just wanted anything. I wanted him to see me. I just wanted to give him a hug. I just wanted him. I was so addicted to his energy and him because I spent so much time living with him and being in his energy that I just felt so lost without it. And so he actually came here, and I had done all my makeup, and I thought that maybe we'd get back together, and I sat with him and I just cried, and I was like Like, I couldn't even breathe. I was a mess, and I was telling him, please don't do this. You're hurting me. I'm in so much pain. I don't want this. I want to work on us. I don't want us to break up. And he looked me in my eyes and he said, when I look at you, I don't feel anything. And that was the most painful thing ever. So I made the mistake of constantly calling him. Do not contact your ex. You don't need to bargain with them to fall back in love with you. You work on yourself. Like I said, the road to moving on is the same road to getting them. So phase 3, you're gonna go through depression. You're gonna be really sad. Something I talked about in my last video was how I got to this point where I realized that him coming back or me contacting him was not going to fix my pain. It was way past that at this point. It was something that I had to go through for myself. I wasn't okay with being alone, and it was just a journey I had to go through. And even if he did come back, or even if I did contact him, it wouldn't be the same. I wouldn't be able to trust him, and it just wouldn't fix my pain. And when I got to that point is where I started to get really depressed, because I felt hopeless and I felt like maybe it would last a very long time and I wouldn't ever heal. But why do you think there are millions of books and videos and podcasts about breakups and going through a breakup? It's because many people have been through this, and many people have come out on the other side okay. You know what? Going through a breakup is literally like, it feels like you're an addict. It feels like you're going through drug withdrawals. I know that sounds so intense, because you feel like the only thing that's gonna fix the pain and completely in that moment settle you is if they contact you, or you see them, or you give them a hug. Crazy how love works and how we get so dependent on other people, but really we're here alone. We're here to be alone. You're not living for anyone else. I look back at when I was crying so much over a person, and I just think, that's crazy. I can't believe I was that upset. It just shows that I really didn't know how to be alone. In phase 3, when I was really depressed, I wasn't eating. Please eat. Look after yourself. Remember what I said, the road to getting them back and the road to moving on is the same road. You look after yourself. Don't sit at home and let yourself cry 24/7. You're allowed to cry. I spent a lot of time crying. I spent a lot of time just talking about it and just being hurt and crying on my friend's shoulders and being just sad and vulnerable and anxious. But I did also want to get up and do things. So I was doing little things to help me. You know, seeing my friends helped a lot. During this stage, it helped a lot to have people around me and to do things that just made me happy. But it still hurt. You know what? It doesn't matter what video you watch on YouTube about how to quickly get over an ex. You're not going to quickly get over an ex until you come to terms with the fact that they are not the cause or the solution for your pain. This is something that you have to go through by yourself. This life is for you to go through by yourself, and once you come to terms with that, then you will start to go into the next phase. Phase 4, the upward turn. I started to feel comfortable on my own. I felt like the days were going by quicker. Initially, the days were going by so slow. The worst for me was like in the morning. As soon as I'd wake up, it was like a stab to my chest, like, we're not together, this is horrible. And then at night as well. And just the days were just going by so slowly. I wasn't enjoying anything in my days because nothing could fix my pain. You could give me all the money in the world and anything in the whole world, and it just wasn't gonna help me. But I got to the point after, I'd say like 2 months, I think like once I started forming new habits by myself, I started to really feel this upwards turn, like, wow, I actually might be able to get through this. I might be okay. And I still cried about it, but nowhere near as much as I used to in the first month, in the first week. So yeah, you're gonna go through this stage where you are starting to feel a bit better. The things that helped me. Delete photos of your ex. I know I have a few friends that told me otherwise and said that they wanted to keep photos for memories. I guess you can keep them in like a hard drive. If I'm gonna be honest, I kept like 5 good photos of us and I sent them to my friend, and I was like, if I ever need them, you have them, but I don't want them. I deleted everything off my phone. I threw away all the letters. I got rid of presents. I just don't want it. I don't want that energy in my house. And it's not because of being petty. It's not because I didn't find those letters beautiful and those photos beautiful. Of course I did. That's why I'm getting rid of them, because they hurt. We're not living this life for pictures. Let's just like take that in. In this day and age where social media and photos are so big in our lives, we tend to forget that we're not here living for photos, you know? And people say, oh, what if he comes back and I've deleted all the photos? Okay, you can make new memories. What if they come back? You can make new memories with them. Stop dwelling on the past. That's why you're in so much pain right now, right? Because you're dwelling on the past. And you're looking at the highlight reel of your relationship. You're forgetting that there were bad parts. It helps to work on something like a project, like a long-term thing, you know, painting. For me, it was the video diaries. Writing gave me so much like reassurance. I gave myself reassurance notes. When I would feel okay, I would write, you know, you're gonna be okay. Like, why am I so upset? I'm trying to like find the root of the problem. And then when I was sad again and feeling like panicking, I went through a lot of panic, you know? I would have moments where I felt okay and then moments where I had panic and I was about to snap and I needed to text him. In those moments, I would read back on my notes, I would continue on a project, I would continue painting or whatever it was that I was doing, continue the show I was watching, and it brought me peace. It made me feel calm. It helped. It helps to have a long-term project. So definitely start working on something. I did all the cringy things that one does going through a breakup. I was working out, I was cooking a lot, and those things help. Phase 5, reconstruction and working through. You are going to love being alone. I love being alone. I read so many sad stories on the internet of people that were like, I never got over my ex for 11 years. And that shit scared me because I read that and I was like, what if this is me? What if I just never get over him? You will get to the point where you are so busy and you're so focused on yourself, going to the gym, working, whatever it is that you like to do. There's just no more space to obsess over your ex. You'll start to be so occupied with your life that you will move on. And whenever you do think about your ex, it'll be more of a bittersweet, like momentary thing where you think about them when something reminds you of them and you just think, you know, like, damn, that sucks that that person's not around anymore, but they chose it. That's something that reassures me every single time. Every single time I get upset about my ex, I reassure myself. I actually have reassurance notes, so it's something I've done for a very long time before the breakup. I would write myself notes in my phone, reassurance notes, I call them, of, you know, something that's making me anxious. So just for example, I have a speech the next day, let's say. I'm gonna write myself a series of notes being like, it's not that deep, you're gonna get through this speech, you're not gonna die, you're gonna kill it, and I just reassure myself. And so I wrote myself a lot of notes about the breakup, about how I'm stronger than this, how I don't want somebody that doesn't choose to be in my life. I don't want it, absolutely not. And then we get to phase 6, acceptance and hope. I've had a lot of messages, thousands of messages on Instagram about, you know, people asking me for advice. How long did it take? Did your ex come back? These are all things I'm going to discuss in this last phase. When people ask me, do you think that people can get back together? My answer is yes, I think people can get back together if they're meant to be and if the circumstances is right. But the funny thing about this is, you know how I said that the same road to getting them back is the same road to moving on? Eventually, for me anyway, I just got to the place where I didn't even want my ex back anymore. And I actually talked about this in my video. I think it was at like the 3-month mark I started to feel like this. I started to feel like okay with the silence and the space, and I just didn't really care. I didn't care what he was gonna do next. That sense of urgency to contact him that I felt in the beginning, where I couldn't breathe without the idea of messaging him. I was like, I can't be alive without talking to him. That sense of urgency to reach out to my ex was completely gone. I didn't even want to reach out to him. I think we obsess so much on the whole closure thing. I need closure. I need to talk to them for closure. Them leaving you is the closure. They chose to leave you. They chose to leave you and hurt you. They know this hurts. That is all the closure that you need. They have your number. You don't need to play games with them. If somebody wants something bad enough, they will go out and they will get it. If they want to talk to you, they'll talk to you. They know how to contact you. This person was with you for so long, they know. That's the closure. They've left. I actually gave myself my own closure, and that was through filming the video diaries, putting them together, posting them, you know, replying to people, making friends that were also going through breakups, and realizing I'm not the only one going through this and I don't need his closure. The closure is he left me, he absolutely broke my heart and went about it the wrong way. But what right way can you really break up with someone? You're gonna start to actually not resent them. You know, I don't hate my ex. I don't wish anything bad upon him. I want him to be happy, and I hope that he's happy and that he's made the best decision for him and that he never looks back and regrets it, because I do not look back at that and regret it. In fact, I'm so goddamn happy. Listen, I went through all 6 stages and here I am. And I am the happiest I've ever been in my life. Like, it actually makes me emotional. I've been going out, been doing things for myself, you know? I've always wanted to get into ice skating, so I got skates and I just go to the ice rink and I just skate and I do things for myself. I literally go out by myself. I eat by myself sometimes. I have incredible friends. We've gone on trips together. I have done so many amazing things, and I've connected with people in a way I've never been able to connect with them before. You know, like even my followers, even you guys, I'm able to sit here and take the time and do these things and make these videos, and I am just so strong and independent and incredible. And him breaking up with me was quite literally the best thing that's ever happened in my life. I could not thank him more. And so that's why I'm not upset. I don't hate him. I don't want him to be sad. I'm not one of those crazy people that are like, oh, I want my ex to be like in the dirt, depressed forever. I want him to be happy. I want him to move on. So we've come to the end of the video. I really hope that you've gotten some good reassurance from this. I have a lot of life advice and things I want to talk about on this channel, so make sure you subscribe. I have something really important that I've been saving for the end of this video. I am not a spiteful person. I am not including this to hurt my ex or to... No, I'm not that kind of person. I'm very respectful. I feel like I needed to add this bit though because I felt it would really help people to understand how healed I am. My ex actually came back 5 months or something later. He was telling me that he had made a mistake and then he wants to fix things and that he was heartbroken and he's still sad and he still cries over it. Often, 2 people that go through breakups, it works like this. The person will dump you. They want to see if the grass is greener on the other side. So they're happy and they're, you know, doing well. You are shattered, heartbroken, not able to eat, don't want to leave the house, just a mess. And then you start to resurrect and go through the phases that I talked about. You know, the upwards turn, you start to get hope, you start to feel good, you're going out, you're thriving, you stop thinking about them. You stop thinking about this little ass person that doesn't even want you. And then they feel it. And then they are done having their fun. And it's more like, oh my God, I've lost this this person is inside, like they don't want me anymore. And they can feel that. And so sometimes, yeah, they do tend to come back. And in my case, my ex did come back and I was strong enough. Oh my God, there's just so much I'm not able to talk about in this video because I want to be respectful. But guys, if you guys could have read the last message I sent him, you would be so proud of me. And I'm going to be so proud of you when you come back to this video and you comment saying, I am healed, I've moved on, I'm happy, I'm thriving. The breakup was the best thing to happen for me. I know deep down in your soul, somewhere in there, you know that you're going to look back at this and you're going to laugh and you're going to think about how this is the greatest thing to ever happen to you. This breakup was the best thing that ever happened for me. And that's it, you guys. You know, you're going to be okay. I promise you. I love you so much. Feel free to comment, send me a DM. I will try and get back to as many of you as possible. But yeah, I love you guys so much. I hope this has given you reassurance. I hope you feel a bit better after this. And I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Bye.